I have a question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
What's my favorite color?
Yeah,
Burgundy.
burgundy,
Yeah,
not red, burgundy. Like
burgundy.
a
I mean, I like red.
like a dark red?
Yeah, it's like a dark red. I mean, I like red. It's funny, I was talking to someone else about their favorite color this week. But yes, burgundy is my favorite color. And
Cool.
another word that starts with a B is Beanie blessings. Welcome to Deadpan Dope Tuesdays with me, Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God. This is being recorded on Facebook Live and YouTube. If you don't want to be seen or heard, please mute your mic and turn off your camera. Please unmute yourself if you do read and mute when you are not sharing and offering out of consideration for your fellow artists. This is a medium. This mic is for all mediums of art and beanies. I really only have one rule here. You can't be a joke. You can't be a jerk. Well, I mean, you can make jokes, but you can't be a jerk. I.e., no hate speech or bullying whatsoever. If I see or hear any of that tonight, you're gonna get the boot. No questions asked. This is a brave space. Like me, many of us have parallel careers and just are here to unwind after a long day. So we're gonna leave the crappy attitudes and the beef behind, entering our space. I don't believe in content or trigger warnings, given life is one, but if you feel the need to give them, please go ahead and do so. We're going to do 2 rounds tonight. Each artist has 4 minutes to perform as much as they can in 4 minutes. You don't have to use all 4 minutes, it's up to you. And this is a medium for all art. So have fun, enjoy. I already dropped the list in the chat, but I will do that again. All right, if anyone has any questions about the licks, just send me a DM on Zoom and we can talk about it there. And I will always announce who is on deck. If you are interested in learning more about me, you can go to elizabethsophiastrauss.com or my IG page, ES_Strauss, to order my books. I have the ESS collection and many other things I do. Before we begin our open mic, I always do our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 meditation. This helps bring us into our space and be present. We're going to refocus all our senses just so we're in the space with each other in the moment. You can stay muted, but feel free to say them out loud to yourself in your own space. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You don't have to do this, it's just optional. But what are 5 things you can currently see in front of you? What are 5 things we can see in front of us? I can see my tea mug. I can see my seltzer bottle. I can see my own hands. I can see my Word document. See all your lovely faces and boxes. I can see my mirror. What are 5 things we can see? 5 things. What are 4 things you can touch? 4 things you can touch. I can feel the floor beneath my feet. I can feel the blanket on top of my lap. I can feel the pain in my ankles because I went for a long run today. I feel the beanie on my head. What are 4 things you can touch? What are 3 things you can hear? I can hear the awful radiator in my apartment, which I bless, it keeps me warm, but it is irritating to hear sometimes. I can hear the silence in the room. I can hear the New York City ambulance outside. What are 3 things you can hear? I like that we can hear dachshunds barking. I miss my dogs, so I'm glad that you have your puppy. What are 3 things you can hear? 2 things you can smell. I can smell my room diffuser from West Elm. Makes me happy. I think it's when my neighbor's making dinner. What are 2 things you can hear? 2 things you can smell. 2 things you can smell. And last, what is 1 thing you can taste or you can feel? I feel the calluses on my hand. I can taste my lemon lime seltzer. lingering. What's one thing you can taste or feel? All right, so 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste or feel. And I've dropped that in the chat for anyone that wants to take that with them. And thank you for being present in the moment with me. And now we can get into our open mic. All right, so I've dropped the list in the chat. So on deck, we have Rich Boucher from Albuquerque, New Mexico. But up first to our mic tonight, he is also an MC and producer here at Word is Right. His show is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, More Poetry. He is also a podcast host and producer. I just did his last episode, Poetic Robin Hood Poetry Podcast. He also has his own open mic on his own platform, Mondays, I believe it's pronounced, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong. And he's also in the Out Loud LGBTQ anthology. Please welcome my friend and fellow producer, Chris Moore.
Thank you for the introduction.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I was going to read a ranting poem that I wrote last night, but I guess I won't. I don't know.
I mean, you know the rules, so if you want to, go for it.
It has the word ass and fuck in it, so.
Well, that is allowed here. That is not hate speech.
Well, not in a good way.
It's okay.
Do
If you need to get it off your chest, this is the space to do it. We are holding space for you, so there's no force to, but if you want to get it off your chest, go for it.
Okay. First off, I don't have a grudge against old people, just saying that beforehand. So don't to the old people, to the old couple at the bar who held a grudge against me. Congratulations, you fucking win. Is that what you want me to say? I've seen your angry glares at me for months, all because I wanted to sit and talk to my friend. Yes, I also saw your smug-ass faces when you sat at the spot I normally would sit at. About sitting, I don't really give a flying fuck, but unlike you old fogies, I have excellent hearing, and heard you make fun of me the whole time to the hostess, who, yes, is a friend of mine, and no, I am not her boyfriend. Let's see. It must have been fascinating talking about me for hours. This proves how much of pieces of shit you two really are. And oh, my friend lied to you fuckheads. She loves it when I sit and talk with her there, because unlike you two fugly dipshits, I actually know her life and give a flying fuck about her. Again, I don't normally do poems like that, but yesterday was just such a bad day because of that scene, and I just
Hey, sometimes first of all, I loved it. And I'm glad that you felt safe and brave to do that in this space. And that's important. So thank you. And
I can do like one more if that's fine.
Yeah, go for it, please. You know how long you have, whatever you can do in 4 minutes. So go for it.
Yeah, this is not what?
That was a beautiful angry fuck.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, I'll just read one more. It's not ranting. So this is called North of Wonderland. There is no path back to the rabbit hole. Strange characters are useless too. They are only there to confuse you, not help you out or find your way out. Bring lights with you on this journey, because it will only get darker from here. You took too long in the tea party of your imagination, listening to the mad and the insane. One direction will open your eyes, the other will lead you towards ignorance. What is north of Wonderland? Do you dare to find out? That's all I got. Thanks.
And it was more than enough. Thank you so much, Chris Moore, for sharing. I love both of them. And it's good that we get the anger out in our poetry. It's healing, right? And like, fuck people for being shitty. Like, I had a really tough couple weeks, and like the I statement I have for you guys later, because that's what we do here, right? We do some I statements at the end. It's not positive, and that's fine, because life is not entirely positive. It can't be.
I try not to stereotype them. I try not to like I tend to see the better in people, but this time I couldn't, and you're a better person than me, because in the last week and a half, my trust has gone out the door for a lot of people. That's understandable.
And trying to see the good in them, but not you. You know, I adore you.
I got something to say. There's a word that everybody should know, or actually it's a phrase that everybody should be familiar with. It's called toxic positivity.
Oh, I've heard of that word.
Yeah, no, I've heard of that toxic positivity. Yeah, I've heard of that phrase.
Yeah. It's like sometimes you just gotta keep it real with yourself to like get into a rhythm, you know what I'm saying? Of like, something, get into a rhythm for something better to come in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've heard of that phrase, toxic positivity. We can go into a whole psychology about toxic positivity, but we're only a 2-hour open mic. But thank you, Black Silver. We look forward to hearing from you later. And Chris Moore, check his mic out tomorrow night here, more poetry, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And check out his next podcast episode. I'm rather fond of it because I'm the guest, and it was really fun to record.
Yes, it was.
Spend that time with you. So I'm excited. I'm excited to listen to it.
And for tomorrow, I have actually free featured poets, because there's a group that made their own book of free poets. So, that's the first time I'm doing a multi-feature.
Very. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be at the New Year's Slam tomorrow night, so I will miss it. But I will catch the replay because we do live stream this the next day. But congratulations on that. That's very exciting. And get his books. You want to give your books a plug?
I have last month, I think it was, the book came out. Prometheus Heart, which is an excellent book. Well, I'm biased because I wrote it.
I read it and I thought it was an excellent book.
Thank you.
Yeah, so definitely check out his books. Go to Amazon. He's got a couple books out. I read Prometheus Heart and I very much enjoyed it. And Shane Manor did the beautiful cover art for it from Grill Poets. So we love supporting our community here. Thank you, Chris, and we hope you'll stick around for round 2. All right, we're going to go a little further west across the country. So on deck, we got my neighbor, Stephen Blaine. Please welcome to the mic now from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the wonderful poet and artist, Rich Boucher.
Thank you for that, Lizzie. I appreciate that. Hi, everyone. My name is Rich Boucher, and I have I want to tell you, Lizzie, I enjoyed the functional meditation that you led this with the numbers. I'm not normally one for things that, when I hear the word meditation, I don't have a really good attitude about it, but that was nice that you did that. And so I was looking right across at the memorial to my dad. I'm going to read 2 poems tonight. You're welcome. And they're both from my book, All of This Candy Belongs to Me. Is the name of the book. And the one I'm going to read for this rotation, this is called Fight. The next day, I was walking along the city's pretty avenue when I spied, right there, carefully in the middle of the road, 2 men going toe to toe. They were fighting to the real death. It was very bloody, and my eyes bled also to see such violence. The taller of the 2 men was surely in his early young 20s. He was pale and strapping, and wore a muscle tee and NY cap. He was of the race dude bro, and his forearms and biceps shone with sweat in the sun as he punched and parried in the brawl. The shorter of the 2 men was easily about 5 or 6 years old, He was just under 4 feet tall, and his red hair and freckled cheeks shimmered in the light as he ducked and lunged and growled, spit flying from his lips as he took and gave vicious punches and kicks. The taller man landed a boot in the shorter man's chest, sending him sprawling backwards into a post office drop box at the corner. The shorter man screamed, clutched his chest, then rallied, rolling to the side and firing a balled fist up into the groin of the taller one. The 23-year-old wheezed, and his eyes bulged so hard it seemed like they were about to snap right off the stalks. Still, he managed to catch and hold the 6-year-old's head in his hands in a tight scuffle, and he pressed his thumbs down into the eyes. The 6-year-old, in return, cried and grabbed the older one's nipple and twisted it clean off, getting blood all over the both of them. Their battle kicked up a lot of dust and trash in the street, and soon they were surrounded by a swirling brown cloud and invisible to me. As I watched this go on, I noticed that my Coca-Cola tasted funny. It tasted like the girl working at the soda fountain failed to make sure there was enough syrup to make the soda right. I winced in irritation. How annoying that I was going to have to run all the way back there. Thanks. That's Fight from my book.
It was lovely. Congratulations on the book. Let people know where they can get a copy of that.
I shall. I'll put the link tree back in the chat as well.
And it's Boucher, not Boucher.
Boucher.
Boucher. I apologize. And like, if I ever mispronounce someone's name, please correct me. Your name is your first home. So we need to honor that. Okay, your name is your first home. Well, thank you, Rich Boucher. Please get a copy of his book. It's lovely.
Thank you.
And he has a feature here with Nemo Soom, who might join us later this evening. Here it was, right? Saturday, March 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And they're going to be a dynamic duo, so you certainly don't want to miss that. And we look forward to hearing more from Rich later this evening. Thank you for being with us, Nate. And I just also want to give a plug to my friend Nate Raven, who taught me the meditation that we did tonight. So thank you, Nate Raven, for the introducing me and teaching me the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. He's a wonderful, wonderful person. I love him. I spent some time with him earlier tonight.
Lizzie, thank you also for giving a quick plug to the double feature with Nemo. Thank you.
Of course, we have to promote each other and plug each other, especially on the platform that we're hosting on, right? So yeah, definitely if you're gonna Zoom that night, certainly check out Nemo and Rich. You don't want to miss it. They are two of the most charming men I have ever met. So just go for that alone. They're both incredibly charming. Welcome, Shocky. If you'd like to perform, drop your name in the chat and I'll add you to our list. So on deck, we got my twisted twin, Nikki Paleologos. But please welcome to the mic now. We haven't seen him for a minute, but he is my neighbor here on the Upper West Side. He's also a rabbi, which is a very cool thing. And he's one of my favorite people in the world, the musicians. And I actually got lost in the Central Park Ramble recently, and it made me think of you, and I listened to your song. So please welcome to our mic, the wonderful Stephen Blaine.
See, it is easy to get lost in the ramble. I
intentionally got lost, so.
If you follow
the pond. Like for you, I got lost for you.
If you follow the pond, you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mentioned that so far thing. It's kind of a big thing because for me anyway. So I'm working on my shtick. I was going to start with this. This is something I just wrote on guitar. Drive, driver, drive down the mountain inside. Headlights bright cut the night. Going home to see my bride. Can't whisper a peep. Everyone's asleep. The bus drones on its highway song. Got a schedule to keep. And I'll be lying in your arms tonight. Lying in your arms tonight. Nothing in this world could feel so right as lying in your arms tonight. I'm just a broken boy from the hoi polloi, who got in too deep with the company he'd keep, then did a year in Des Moines. I swear, I promise you, your lonely nights are through. I love you still, I always will, and I'll never be untrue. And I'll be lying in your arms tonight, lying in your arms tonight. Nothing in the world could feel so right as lying in your arms tonight. As lying in your arms tonight. Thank you.
Oh, it was beautiful, as always. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you
for bringing your music to us. Speaking of March 25th, he has a show in Bushwick, in Brooklyn, here in New York City. So if you want to stretch your legs and meet some wonderful musicians and feel each other's good energies, I'm going to be there. So join me and Stephen in Brooklyn and catch his music and his performance.
Thank you.
And I if I can just pitch in, if that would be all right, just to say, Stephen, I don't know if you saw my comment in the chat.
No,
but that was a very, very pretty song, and you have an achingly gorgeous vibrato that you employ with your voice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Stephen Blaine is a magical person, as we like to say. And I've gotten to meet him several times in person. Here's music live several times, and it's a true blessing. It's very comforting. I'm excited to see him in a couple of weeks and get to experience that again. So thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna keep going. Actually, is the background behind you the shrine?
It is, yeah.
It is? Okay. I thought it looked familiar.
That's the club where I play in Harlem. It's
yeah. The first time I got to hear his music was it's maybe like 20 blocks from where I live in New York City. It's really wonderful local watering hole called the Shrine. Hopefully I can get back there soon. But it's a fun vibe. And they have ginger beer, and I don't drink alcohol, so I do appreciate that they have ginger beer there. And they're just very nice people. And the band that was after you was wonderful as well. John, was that his name?
It's the best place. Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah, I will get back there soon when I don't have to live on Long Island sometimes. But thank you, Stephen, for being with us. We hope you'll stick around for round two, and we're gonna keep going. So on deck we have Robert Doodleberg, or some of you know him as Robert Fleming. But please welcome to the mic now. I get to slam with him at our New York Poets Cafe, where we're resident poets. tomorrow night, and he has his Beanie on. And he also hosts and produces a show here at Word is Right, called Right to the Mic, where he does a private writing workshop for an hour, and then you don't have to bring what you worked on in the workshop. It's always lovely to bring the work to the mic, right to the mic, and have a live open mic with him every first and third
Wednesdays.
Wait, yes, you're the first and third, but it's different because of the 28 days this time.
Mm-hmm. It's screwing
It's
everything
a little,
up.
it's literally Twisted Twins. It's screwing it up, but he is the first and third Wednesdays, even though we're not
Correct.
syncing up until April again. And also
Mhm.
he has a beautiful collection of poetry out called Adverse Reaction. So hit him up, the real Nick P on IG. It's a lovely collection, one of my favorites. So please welcome my Twisted Twin, Nikki Paleologos.
That is me, and I'm take it that everybody can hear me, which is good because my mic is like been acting up. So
You're good.
yeah.
You're good.
I don't know why I'm gonna do this one, but this one I wrote like a couple days ago, and I want it's just calling me to do it. So it doesn't even have a title, but fuck it, here we go. Heroes always fall down. Rabbit holes of destruction. They think that being a hero is easy, with injustice rampant as volcanoes. Lava bursts from magma opuses of orifices to nuclear levels of inexplicable explanations. Burned are the charred remains of bodies. This kill or be killed world will eliminate everyone. There's a death penalty for everyone when life is lost. Just look at Superman. He became a tyrant. Batman killed too. The Avengers went to civil war. There are heroes who save lives without a ring, magic, or supernatural abilities. Everyone has flaws, though. Everyone does. Glass can easily be broken like a mind. It is so fragile. With enough pressure, it'll burst and break a point across. Here, there's no such thing as a hero. Just people who do good deeds. Heed the warning, don't be a hero. You either die as one or live as a villain. Don't try to convince me otherwise. There is no heroes, only if you're referring to sandwiches. Yeah.
Make me hungry, Nick.
I'm sorry?
I said you're gonna make me hungry.
Yeah, I do like a good sandwich. I had one earlier today. It was a chicken cutlet with like those little green things I can't think of the top of my head, and like arugula and tomato and everything. So it was really, really good.
Capers?
Yes, thank you. You were gonna say something, Rich?
Oh, we're informal, huh, Rich? You don't have to raise your hand. Just hop in.
It's a habit of mine. If somebody verbally cuts me off, I get annoyed, so I try not to do that to others.
Fair enough.
Kind of do.
Nick, I had a question for you. There was a line in what you read, and it reminded me of a bit of dialogue from The Dark Knight where Rachel and Bruce are sitting down to dinner with Harvey Dent, and there's a part where Harvey says something that ends with a phrase, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain, or something like that. And I'd wondered if you felt some inspiration from that, or if it was just one of those things where cosmically, God, I hate that phrase, cosmically, but that people have similar notions come to them regardless of connection.
A little bit like that. Yes, I have heard the phrase before and everything like that, and it fit into the piece and everything too as well. So I had to go back to that, and it was at the near end. Yes, that's correct. I did look at that. What Dent did, or Dent said, excuse me, and yes, I did get a little inspiration from that too as well.
I thank you. I thought what you did with that was deft. It was good, especially in light of the fact that the character Dent didn't know it, but he was foretelling his own fate in that conversation at the restaurant.
Kind of crazy when you think about it. And Harvey Dent's one of my favorite villains now. I love Two-Face, so that's one of my favorite villains.
Okay, that's who you're talking about. Nick knows I know, like, he's teaching me, but Nick knows I know very little, but I think I knew that was Two-Face. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy with the normal face on the one side and then the other one with the burnt and everything, or depending on which version that you see and everything like that. But anyways, I can go on about comics all day and everything, but I think that if we were to talk about comics all day, I think that no one else would get an opportunity. So I'll do one more piece, and then we'll go into that and everything like that. And you can also talk to me in the chat too, as well, and everything too, people. And you can also follow me at the Real Nick P too, as well.
He gave you consent, because we're very big on consent here.
Yeah.
Nick gave you consent.
Consent, cool. Anyways, I'm gonna also give you this cool poem too, as well. That was covered by Keith Silverstein. Bubblegum Baby Dream. This is from my book, Adverse's Reaction, by the way. Dreams are endless, lucid, liquid bubbles. Dreams don't die unless you feed them to monetary mouths. Speaking in per capita, it's capitalism capsizing dreams to a Titanic, a capital punishment. Thoughts teetering on teeth get chewed and blown like bubbles, like bubble gum, exploded all over the place, caught all over the lips and cheeks as it orbits around the sweet mint, double the mint, reassembled back together to be liquefied, guzzling down, throats going south, taste buds soured at the thought, dreams always need a mouth to mouth. For 7 years, stuck in sleep paralysis, aware, muted, dreams sleep for winter slumber, become firewood and incinerated, chew it like we're in the big leagues, last 15 seconds and spit it out like tobacco, not even leaving a dent in the ice. Dreams of anything, inebriated by booze, they snooze, awaiting another day to finally begin again. Back to square one, square up root behavior, demeanor, the denominator. I'm calling for a savior. My dreams lost its flavor like a hubba bubba blaster disaster. Dreams change as often as bubble gum, bubble yuck. I want my dream to be recognized for my effort that I put into my pieces. Build, retool. Is this what 5 gum tastes like? My dream has morphed from a big red to juicy fruit to a trident that's being extra sensory. I'm rebuilding my territory. Was it really all a dream though? Once I applied it to reality, am I living my dream? The hell if I know. I've seen enough these last 15 years that anything really is possible. Start a dream and build the reality. House it, hold it, love it. It's your dream, baby. Mine will cultivate until it's realized. And I'll drop all my info in the chat for and everything, you know.
That's one of my favorite poems in Nick's collection, Adverse Reactions. So if you haven't gotten a copy of that, reach out to him directly to get a copy. It's a wonderful collection. Check out his mic, and he just hosted his first in-person workshop in New Jersey, and we're very happy for him.
And soon I might be I'm working on a few things too as well and everything, so who knows, maybe I might be doing some hosting in person too as well. So come out to Jersey and see me do things. Be cool. I'm working on a few things, so that'd be pretty cool.
New Jersey's cool for what
it
it's
is
worth.
very cool.
I do cross the river for Nick. It's a cool place.
It's more than just those smelly that you smell at the Newark airport. It's way more than that. We have clean air. You go to the mountains. We got mountains. We got parks. We got shores and beach lines and all that other stuff. We have islands too. It's pretty fucking cool.
Really, how far do you and like Paul and Abe live from the Newark airport?
I live like about 20. Well, no, I'm 20 minutes from Newark. From the airport itself, I would say probably 30, because you got to factor traffic into there.
Okay, because I'm flying. It was actually easiest to go to Canada from Newark direct, so I'm flying out of Newark when I go to Canada.
Yeah, it's also cheaper too as well because it is closer distance too, and also it's crazy when you think about it. It's like there's flights are way cheaper, and it's like also super closer to things and everything. Although flights to go to Boston are a little bit more expensive though, from us, but it's further distance.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll end up I might end up sleeping on one of your couches, just because I have a like 9 a.m. flight to Canada, like July 27th, and I have to be there early, like super early.
All right. Let us know.
20:30. I know. Which
let us
won't
know.
end up sleeping. We'll just end up hanging out all night, but that's fine. I'll sleep on the plane.
I'm sure it'll be all figured out in due time. But anyways, I'm gonna go on to let's go on to the next person. And nice chatting with y'all. Thank you. I'm gonna go.
Yes, we should host a show and not talk about summer because it's not here yet. Thank you, Nick. All right, and Nemo joined us. Welcome, Nemo Soom. I got you on the list. All right, on deck we got Black Silver. But please welcome to Mike now. And if you want a screen share, I've enabled that for everyone in the room, so you're all set. He is an author and word artist and poet from Delaware. So please welcome Robert Doodleberg.
Good evening. I'm Robert Doodleberg tonight, and I'm going to be sharing on an upcoming submission to the Lothrian Poetry Journal, which will be open in March. I wanted to start by showing a picture of the front of the cover. And before this time that I submitted, I became aware that the magazine is actually a tribute to the Lord of the Rings. And let me read what they say about the description of the magazine. Lothrian or Lorien is the fairiest realm of the elves remaining in Middle Earth during the Third Age. So for this time, for my submission, I've decided to take 4 short flash fiction pieces, which are under 150 words, and combine them together and call it Flashes from Middle Earth. So I'm going to read the first one. It's 90 words. Journey. How many footsteps make a journey? Only my foot knows. 10 steps to the potty to put poop in a toilet is a journey. Dropping a ring in a mountain was Tolkien's journey. Mama orders my journey. I'm not going to school, not coming inside, not getting out of the pool. Mouth and lips open to journeys, don't stop believing. At the Magic Kingdom, believe in fairies. At Christmas, believe in Santa Claus. When I unbelieve in Santa Claus, that was the beginning of the end of my journey. And I'll read one more. This is also on 90 words. Jill graduated me. The pink is tonight. Jill Master Seer repeats, don't tell what's coming. The stars cry. I feel droplets on my thigh skin. Water penetrates my toes. My 6th skin layer cuts. If you're wrong, you're stoned, Jill warns. I fear stones on my bones. I am silent. The air is over-popped popcorn, but I did not put popcorn to pop. Salt and butter are on my tongue, but no kernels. Jill never answers. Is seeing a blessing or a curse? With 21 seconds left, I see alone. Thank you. Those will be my first 2 parts of Flashes from Middle Earth. And I wanted to share one of my successes is a chapbook of mine called Conway, will be published in May by Four Feathers Press. So greetings from Delaware.
Greetings. And Beanie blessings. That was beautiful. Congratulations on the work in the presses. The cover is gorgeous for the one you shared. So it's lovely. Definitely check that out. And everything Robert does. And he's also in the Out Loud LGBTQ literary art anthology where you can check out some of his poetry and work as well. Thank you for being with us tonight. And I like the what are they called? Filter. Thank you. That's word. I like the filter you're using. It's fun. So awesome. All right, we're gonna keep going. On deck we have Marianne Peterson, but up to the mic now is a mainstay here. He's got a wonderful jewelry collection. He's also a wonderful poet and artist. So please welcome our friend Black Silver.
I take it you can hear me okay? Okay, cool. All right. I see we got the Leviathan in the building, so I'm gonna try to blow you guys out the water with this. Here we go. This poem is called Winter Hunt Part 2. Here we go. A dozen white roses, symbols of affection, foreplay before fornication. At midnight, 12 white snowflakes, kids play snow angel while demons hibernate for Christmas. 12 wishes, 12 gifts, Santa's checking his list for the winter hunt. This is a midnight hunt, and we're burning the midnight wood to keep warm during the winter. It's too cold outside to smoke. We pack a lip of wintergreen by the fireplace. Pouches or long cut. Candy canes long enough to use as walking sticks. Coffee or hot chocolate. Cloudy skies, no warning signs like black ice. Nobody ever dies, but there is a graveyard cement for unwanted Christmas gifts. I shouldn't do this. Sip liquor, the blood thins, it's cold as on the rocks. Rock back and forth by the fireplace, listening to punk rock, rocking my head back and forth to the rhythm of the winter hunt. Layer up. It's gonna be a cold one, colder than the last. May the winter bring you what you never had. What you seek is under the tree. Unleash your wildest dreams. Mermaids sing under frozen seas. Arctic werewolves howl below Labradorite clouds. Santa tells you he's proud, and unicorns, well, I think it's time you know. Unicorns aren't real. I'm so sorry. But Santa will get you a horse for Christmas if you're good for the winter hunt.
I'm loving that we're ruining children's lives tonight. I mean, I'm a Jew, so I've never believed in Santa, but I'm surprised it's not real to the children that should not be watching this because it's an adult open mic. And also I'm a stage manager, so I love the background red that says standby. But I hate when fellow stage managers call themselves unicorns because we're not made of magic. We're just people like everyone else. But that was awesome. Thank you, Black Silver.
Yeah, I have a second one. I was going to share.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, these are this is kind of different. It's like these are snippet of most of these. It's kind of like snippets from a lot of my poetry, and it's like kind of a collection of sayings and wisdom that I've picked up, from that poetry has taught me. So here we go. Where there is none, there is one. Where there is three, there is four. Where there is four, there is more. Either you decide on truth or a lie, some may live, and some may die. There is no time. It must be done now or you'll miss your chance. It only exists when you see it, but not with the two eyes. You must see it in your heart. If a man does what he should have done at any point in his life, young or old, he is redeemed. This heaven will pass away. You will not remain the same. Change is the cross we must bear. You must have the purity of heart to go to places so dark that you meet Cerberus. In the dark is where it starts. Touch her, pure of heart. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, we all fall victim to the worst part of ourselves. They lie in the news and tell the truth in mythology. The ancestors revive as you and me. The phoenix is a reality. Demons only do one thing, what they're told. Angels only do one thing, tell people what to do. Never disregard old fables. There is something to be learned from Red Riding Hood. The girl doesn't stay lost. She gets back on the path. Understand the past means nothing. But when a man trespasses, it's usually the same trespass. What does this mean? It means assume everything, expect nothing. And that's my wisdom that I have, for you guys.
We always appreciate your wisdom. Thank you for those pieces. They were wonderful. And you can check out his poetry at Mordenti777beads_unleashed. And I had to look that up because I didn't want to screw it up. But that's his Instagram handle where he has his beautiful jewelry line and his poetry that you just heard.
Yep, jewelry and poetry. Instagram is pretty much how I interact with the world. Mostly, I know a lot of this stuff online. You got people from different places, so that's how I interact with the world. But check me out. Buy some jewelry, listen to some poetry. I post my poetry, so yeah, I'll put it in the chat. But anyway, thank you for listening.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Drop your IG in the hat in the chat so that words are hard tonight, people. That people can check out your jewelry line and your poetry, and we hope you'll stick around for round 2. All right, we got 2 more performers for the first round, and then we'll go back to the top of our list. If anyone doesn't want to perform in the second round, just let me know in the DMs and I'll take you off the list. But on deck, we have Nemo Soom. But please welcome to the mic now, POTUS Marianne Peterson.
Okay, I have a song and a poem. The song is called Take a Walk With Me. I started writing it February 15th, 1997, and I finished it February 18th, 1997. Come on, baby, take a walk with me. Oh, baby, I need your company. Want you by my side, that's no fine. So come on, don't quit, I need your love. With yeah, you should come. Please, my hand here sometime with my baby. Oh, baby, I need your company. Want you by my side, and that's no lie. Oh, come on, darling, I need your love. Want to be with you always. Come on, baby, we were meant to go with me. Oh, baby, I need company. By my side, and that's no lie. Come on, darling, please take a walk with me. Now the poem is called I Love You. It's a very short poem. And I wrote this on the 15th of this month. It's basically a love poem to myself, but it can be taken the other way to where it can be taken as me talking to someone else that I love. This one is called I Love You. I love you just the way you are. I love you even with your flaws. I love you very much. I love you even with your scars. I love you forever.
Yeah, we need some self-love, right? Especially with
Yep.
this Valentine's Day. So thank you for the music. Thank you for the poetry. She's got like 10 books on Amazon. 8, sorry. But it will be 10 soon enough. So check all those books and publications out on Amazon, right under her name, and support our artists and support poetry collections. So congratulations on all that. We'll hope you stick around for round 2.
Yep.
Thanks, Miriam. All right. So we're about to be at the end of round 1. To close us out of round 1, from Charlotte, North Carolina, who's a part of the Guerrilla Poets, and he's featuring here on March 25th with Rich Boucher, who performed earlier. Please welcome Nemo Soom.
Thank you, Lizzie. It's great to be here. I have a micro triptych that's made up of pieces that I've just added to my notebook. Maybe it's the quiet I can't handle. When the storm has passed, that's when I'm diving into the ditch and covering my head. When the car comes to a screeching halt, only then do I put up my hands to protect a face that's already cut to shreds. Maybe it's the peace I can't handle. When the great guns are silent and I'm standing in the quiet, and there's no more noise to drown out the scratching that's coming from inside. There's no more cacophony to muffle the cries. Everyone's fine, but I'm curled in a whimpering ball, and I find myself praying that the fighting starts again. I have some friends who, if they saw me tonight, would want to call someone. They'd want an expert who could tell them what to do in this crisis, how to handle this emotional person whose mood has crashed and who isn't making any sense and who won't stop crying. It might seem traumatic. It might seem violent. It might seem like something vital has broken inside me. But this is just a Wednesday. And I'm still trying to heal from the last time I asked for help. I can't be nobody forever. I can't find the light while I'm hiding, living in the crater of my once upon a time. Thank you.
Jeez. Cut right into my heart, Nemo. Damn. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that was powerful. Oh man, there's a lot. You pack a lot into your micro triptychs.
Thank you.
Like, and that, no, it's like it's a compliment, but you pack a lot into it. So thank you. Yeah. Give him a follow on IG, Nemo_Soom_words, plural, where you can get his book and make a donation. Check out Guerrilla Poets and all the stuff they do in Charlotte, North Carolina. By the way, Shane told me I had to, because kids, you guys perform in coffee shops, so she told me maybe not to use as much adult language when I come visit. So I might have to leave the erotica at home. Sorry. Yeah, I asked. See, at least I asked before walking in and start talking about strap-ons and scissoring chicks, because you guys invite 7-year-olds, so that's cool.
Yeah, well, there are erotic nights around town.
I'll be respectful though. We've had kids come into Nuyo, but it's also they're not my kids, and even though people are bringing minors to adult show. It's not for me to make the decision of what their kids should be hearing, because I'm not their parent or their guardian. So I'll censor myself a little bit when I come to Charlotte. And I'm excited to meet you in person finally. And check out, and he's got his feature here with Rich Boucher on March 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Mountain time. It's a Saturday night. They are two of the most charming men I've ever met. So you don't want to miss that, the dynamic duo of these two. So thank you for being with us, Nemo. We'll hope you'll stick around for round 2. And Terry Rose entered our space, who we hope will read in round 2 also. But I'm going to drop the list because we're about to start round 2. So if anyone doesn't want to perform in round 2, let me know, but that's the list for now. So on deck, we got Rich Boucher again, but please welcome back to the mic, Chris Moore.
Okay, thank you. I guess I'll read this one. This is called The Mad Hatter's Bar. 1 glass, 1 shot, 1 top. No, 1 tap. Sorry about that. 1 glass, 1 shot, 1 tap will eventually get you mad as a hatter. Up is down and down is up. So leave all logical thinking by the door. Screw all egghead intellectuals. Did you hear the latest gossip from the Queen? To be blunt honest, though, do we really care? It's your choice to not guzzle down or take a shot of beer, but you'd realize we're all mad here. And I think I'll do one more. I think I didn't read this one in the last round, so hopefully not. This is called The Green Queen. The Red Queen only cares for summer months, but I have returned to claim my throne. I am back where I now belong, on a throne for you to genuflect at once again. Do not listen to friends who make no sense. They think I am not genuine, but I am. If you agree and think otherwise, then I got a spike with your heart on it. Thank you.
Very nice, Chris. Very nice. Thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah, I'm trying to do Alice in Wonderland theme book for my next book.
Oh, that's cool. I'm excited.
Like, it will mix personal poetry with some of like characters.
That's awesome. I love that, like modern day Alice in Wonderland. That's wonderful. Well, keep an eye out for that. Check out his podcast and all the mic he hosts and the current books he has out. You can get them on Amazon. And yeah, and his show is tomorrow night, where he said he's gonna have like a trifecta, I think you said, right?
Yeah. The poet that I originally got, her name is Lauren. Hopefully I don't pronounce this name wrong. Sharhag or something. She didn't tell me how to pronounce it well, so I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to ask her how to pronounce it.
Yeah. I would ask them before they perform tomorrow.
Yeah, I did ask her about how it's pronounced, but she never sent me like the pronunciation. So I'm gonna have to double check with her. So what I'm gonna do is, it's the first time having multiple features. The reason why I'm doing it is because they all offered the same book together, so it's a collection. So she wanted like the 2 others. So I think I'm gonna like split like the time into like 3 different sections.
That's awesome. I'll catch the replay on I can do it now, Thursday. And I look forward to seeing what they bring. All right. Thank you, Chris. All right. On deck, we got Nick. But please welcome back to the mic now, Rich Boucher.
Thank you for that, Lizzie. I appreciate that. And yes, I am definitely anxious and looking forward to performing with Nemo. This is going to be, I feel like we're going to, well, I'm not going to say I feel like, I know that when people say I feel, it's going to be a good show. We're going to really put something together nice. This is also from my book, and this is a poem called Something to Cry About. The house fire began to cry. She had been working hard on this home on the edge of town for what seemed like all afternoon, fully enjoying herself in her bliss, this eager, smiling blaze she was. And she was halfway through consuming this residence, and now the fire department just had to show up and ruin everything, just like they always did. In a whirl of anguish and rage, the house fire ran down the stairs and met the firemen at the front door. "Why are you guys trying to put me out?" she sobbed, loud and desperate, and with a rush of red, bright air. "Just leave me alone and go away," she screamed. She wept hot water, and her tears were fast embers. She drew in a lungful of air, but then caught another scream before it could leave her throat. She knew it was useless to argue or to beg these plastic men for her life. She knew they didn't see her as worthy, didn't see her the way they obviously saw the ones just like themselves. This was all the more frustrating because the firemen were yelling, but they were yelling at each other, not at her. It was humiliating. It was almost like they couldn't hear her, no matter how loud, how bright, how hot she made herself. The end arrived with a sound like a seashore shushing you. The firemen brought more water than she was able to burn away. The firemen all swore they heard screams too, but they never found a body. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And check out his link tree where you can get a copy of that incredible collection if you don't have it already. Thank you, Rich.
Damn,
Thank you.
that was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you, Nemo. I appreciate that.
Are you guys gonna do any collabs, or are you just doing your own separate poetry on the 25th?
Well, Nemo, you go first. I have something I want to say about that, but what do you have to say about that, Nemo?
Surprisingly little. I hadn't thought about it.
Oh,
And Nemo and I are
Go
due
ahead.
to get together off Zoom and off channel, and
Okay.
we're gonna I guess maybe we could use the word conspire to assemble what we're gonna do together. I had jokingly suggested that since I am normally wearing a dress shirt and tie, this is horrible. I'm not wearing one tonight, which is I look we could just say pathetic without a necktie on. But
I think you look very dapper.
Thank you, Lizzie. Nemo and I think I had joked that we maybe ought to coordinate our Zoom wear. And we'll talk about that, he and I think, and we're gonna have a good conversation. Thank you again.
Looking forward to it.
I think you look very dapper in a tie. I think you look very dapper in a blazer. That's how I walk around New York City, is usually in a blazer and like a nice shirt. When I'm not in a Canada sweatshirt and a beanie, looking like I've had a hell of a week, because I have. But I'm excited to watch the replay. I can't be there live, but I'm excited to watch the replay of your features together. That'll be a nice thing to do on Sunday.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Yeah, but thank you for being here. Check out his link tree in the chat, where you can buy the gorgeous collection he was reading from. Also, just a heads up, I can't admit anyone to the room who I don't know. If I don't hear your name and you don't answer in the waiting room, I have to keep this a safe space and a brave space, not just for myself, for the platform, and for all the artists present, and for all the people present. So if I don't know you, I can't admit you. We do have rules here. All right, we're gonna keep going. On deck we have Robert Doodleberg, but please welcome back to the mic now Nick Paleologos.
Indeed. Welcome back. I'm feeling a little tired, so I'll just do a couple haikus that I happen to pull out and everything like that. I'll do 5 of them. I think 5 is more than enough of haikus. The art of battle. A slow dance with the roses. Petals cut too deep. Snow approaches ground. Disguises the earth in white. Sunny wish grows cold. Cherry blossoms bloom. Awaken hibernation. Sun blocked by thunder. Peace to all people. Slogan despised by warlords. Peace spends time, not coin. And I'll give this last one right here. I think that was 4. This will be 5. Swords clash with armor. Bodies wilting like the weeds, dying into earth. I think that was 5 right there. If I'm not mistaken. It's 5 haikus.
5 amazing haikus. It's important we share our farm poetry and other cultures art as well. So thank you for sharing those haikus.
Yeah, I agree.
Always good to hear
Those
you, Nick.
great.
Yeah.
Thank
Always
you.
good to hear you, Nick. Check him out on IG, the real Nick P, for all his open mics and what he's doing and his collection of poetry, Ad versus Reaction. All right.
Yes,
All right.
indeedy. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, everybody.
And then I get to introduce Nick to my favorite bookstore tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. Do you like pickles?
Yes, I do like pickles. Yes.
Okay, because the bookstore we're going to they're my favorite pickles. So make sure I just share that with you. Yes. Oh, and that's Rich's book. So make sure you pick up a copy of his book. There's his book.
Thank you. I wanted to come out of noir for a moment so people could see what the book actually looks like in full color. Thank you.
No, it's gorgeous. Congratulations. He dropped a link in the chat where you can buy a copy of that. So please support what all our artists do here tonight. It's important we celebrate each other and support each other. So thank you for sharing the cover of the book and your poetry with us tonight. All right, we're gonna keep going. So on deck we have Black Silver. But please welcome back to the mic Robert Doodleberg. Or no, wait, did he? Yes, there he is.
Good evening. I'm Robert Doodleberg, and I will share the 2 additional flash fictions from my series, Flashes from Middle Earth. The first reporter. Reporter, did you create the earth? Maker, don't remind me. Reporter, how come 6 days? Maker, all the time Earth's worth. Reporter, what do you remember? Maker, making Earth a mistake. Reporter, regrets. Had to make something to get human attention. Thunder. Throw thunder to tell humans, don't do that. Reporter, did it work? No, children don't listen. How come there's thunder today? Maybe one day humans will hear. Reporter, any signs? That's your time, 6 minutes. Reporter, one more question. No, glad I kept thunder. And then the other one is called Ben and Jerry's names an ice cream flavor, Jingle Candy Cane. My eyes are swollen stars, spoon down into my cup for cream. Don't fear, this won't be your last bowl. You'd hope for Puck, but I'm Jingle Candy Cane. I'm an ice cream elf. Spoon up. My ice cream sprinkles on your tongue dreams. Thank you.
Oh, I love that. That was such a memory poem for me because several years ago I did a play in the East Village, actually like just up the block from the New York and Poets Cafe on the Lower East Side at the Wild Project. And in the play they talk about working at Ben and Jerry's and the different flavors and how depending on what flavor you choose, like your favorite, it matches your sexual identity. So they said, you know, it's a play, it's kind of a joke, but they would always say that a chocolate fudge brownie meant you were like essentially like a 6 on the Kinsey scale, and that happens to be my favorite. Well, the plant-based kind, Ben and Jerry's, the chocolate fudge brownie, and I am pretty much a 6 on the Kinsey scale. So that was fun for me. Thank you, Robert.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I wish I could give you a spoon of Jingle Candy Cane ice cream right now.
No, but after this, I might have to go to the bodega next to me and get their plant-based Ben and Jerry's. I'm not supposed to because I have a half marathon on Sunday, but I'm tempted to. But thank you for that, Robert. And check out the poetry collections he was talking about earlier and the word heart he does down in Delaware. All right, we got a couple more performers to round out the evening. On deck, we have Marianne Peterson, but please welcome back Black Silver.
All right. So I got 2 poems. I'm going to do the Winter Hunt. First, I did Winter Hunt Part 2. I'm going to do the first one, the original Winter Hunt. So bringing it back to the original Winter Hunt. So here we go. And then the next poem that I'm going to do is called Nightmare. So here we go. Starting out with Winter Hunt. This is a winter hunt. I don't do this for fun. I do it out of love. Tell me what you want. I'll get it all 4 seasons long. Winter's not an obstacle. Defeat is impossible. Cold footprints upon the snow, bearing witness to my victory. I told you the truth clearly. I'm a winter warrior. Fuck the weather. It doesn't matter. I'm kept warm by my burning desires. This is a midnight hunt, and I'm burning the midnight oil. Target in sight. It's not safe for my metaphorical rifle. That means I got long range. I don't need to be present to do damage. There's no difference betwixt me and a bullet. Deadly, silent, and we both kill what we aim at. I'm not a barbarian, but if it comes to savagery, I can sink low like a root chakra, make you wish you hadn't. This is a winter hunt. I don't do this for fun. I do it out of bloodlust. Tell me what you want. I'll get it all 4 seasons long. Winter's not an obstacle. Defeat is impossible. Cold footprints upon the snow. Cold footprints upon the snow. And Nightmare. Here we go. Life is an over-the-top played-out slasher. It's like you're dead already, and they're still stabbing you. What do you think debt and a negative balance is? They, you know who I'm talking about, take everything, and they still want more. It's like the devil knocking at your door 4 times 4 times 4. That equals 64 stab wounds. This is not an equal playing field. Equality is out of the equation if you ain't got that green paper. Extraterrestrials are disguised as government officials in human expectations. Addition isn't in their vocabulary. All they know is subtraction. A generation addicted to prescription, quick fix fiction. I used to watch horror movies. Then I realized real life was scary enough. Here comes the knife to penetrate my lung at lunch because I don't have enough to even buy gum. The nightmare begins as soon as you're born. Welcome to the war. Withhold logic and reason. That won't work here. People only respond to fear. Deviate if you dare, and you're compared a fool. Compassion is not an option. Better buy a weapon. How about a knife? Then you'll be considered one of the so-called good guys if you go around stabbing people 64 times. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, that's real. Thank you, Black Silver, for being here and for sharing saying this piece is important to hear. So check out his jewelry line or his IG handle, like you said, in his poetry. Anything else you wanna plug?
Nope.
No. That's okay. Well, anyway, but check out his IG for the jewelry and the poetry, and you can find him at in our Word is Right family. Thank you, Black Silver. All right, and welcome Jeff Taylor, who's also a producer here at Word is Right. He'll read at the end of the evening. On deck, we got Nemo soon, but please welcome back Marianne Peterson.
Okay. I'm gonna do another song. This one's called Goodbye, Goodbye. I started writing it November 27th, 1992. I finished it at December 21st, 1992. I've been taken advantage of more than once. I didn't learn my lesson, but now I'm doing something about it. I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm saying goodbye. Taking that time to check in for the last time. I didn't know you were taking advantage of me. So I'm good talking to her. I'm saying goodbye. I will never leave her. You can do what you want. Goodbye, goodbye. Back. Goodbye, goodbye. I don't know back of me, so I'm going to talk to her. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. Always happy to hear your music. Thank you for sharing your poetry and your music with us and being in our community and part of our space. And yeah, she's got 8 books on Amazon under her name. So just put her name in and please support our artists and our community here and all their endeavors. Thank you, Marianne. All right, we're gonna keep going. Is a word I say a lot lately. On deck, we got my karaoke wife, Taro Stritzen, but please welcome back to the mic, Nemo Soom.
Thank you. Have a micro triptych. I must have caught it from just the right angle, turned a bit faster than I was meant to, and I saw the seam just behind her ear. And when she turned back, I realized that her eyes were different colors, always had been. I'd just been too distracted to notice before. And her cheeks were different sizes, attached by pipes of different sizes. The one that held the upper portion of the left side of her face was polished chrome. It laced in and out of copper and iron and some polymer they make in some chemical plant in a dark corner of where my bad brain lives. When she spoke again, the telltale ticking of her tongue betrayed that the words that left her mouth were just an echo of something once said, once heard, and somewhere recorded to be remembered later. I walk until I find the place where we used to sit. I watch the sea, closing my eyes, losing myself in the sound of the surf. I dream you are beside me. I don't have to look to see you smiling. I remember sliding my fingers into yours. I never felt closer to you, never felt safer than when I was holding your hand. My fingertips trace the wood, its paint peeling off empty planks, battered by 10,000 days of ocean breeze. I need you to stop being the answer to what my heart wants. Thank you.
Oh, that's
was
like my
excellent,
new
Nemo.
favorite. That's like my new favorite Nemo poem from Microtriptych. I loved it.
Thank you.
And
So
Nemo,
many
sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
I was just gonna say that my instincts twitched, and I looked to the west when I heard you say the word, or I looked to the east, excuse me, when you had mentioned a polymer, which is one of those just intrinsically musical words that is but it doesn't mean something necessarily musical. And my father was a machinist for much of his life, and he broke his back almost every day putting food on the table for me and my two little sisters. And I remember that he would pick metal filings out of his hand in the bathroom sink when he'd come home from work. And this is going the long way around to say that he worked somewhat with polymers. He worked with an industrial plastic that's called Lexan. And I would find out that Lexan is one of the materials used to make bulletproof glass for the limousines that carry around diplomats.
Wow.
Yeah. He would bring chunks of Lexan home with me to play with because I learned that they had a fiber optic quality. They would carry light. He'd bring home things that had didn't survive the turret lathe. Something had cut wrong. And so I was the beneficiary of lots of deformities in the machine shop.
That sounds really cool.
It was very cool. Yeah.
It's cool. You know, the little things we learn about each other in our community. It's very fun. Thank you, Nemo. And yeah, check out their feature March 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 6 p.m. Mountain Time for more powerful poetry like that. All right. We're gonna keep going. So we have two more artists to round out our evening, and then Rich will do the Beanie blessing after we do our I statement. On deck, we got Jeff Taylor. And as long as their Wi-Fi connection is good, my karaoke wife, Tara Juritzen, is going to read. She's the proud author of the Chameleon Chronicles, which if you haven't gotten that book, please reach out to her directly for a copy. It's a lovely collection. And she's also a new producer here at Word is Right. She'll be hosting karaoke on once a month, which is fun. And I've gotten to sing karaoke with her live, which is also fun. So give it up for Tara Stritzen.
So how is my connection? Do I sound spotty?
Not at all.
Okay, good. Because everybody else sounded spotty. I was getting annoyed. It's my connection. All right, so here's some short ones. I've just seen a most beautiful man. He was sculpted from a mountain. He resembled granite, rock hard, my blood running like molten lava. I remember what to do with a man like that, but my body may not want to cooperate. In my mind, we are as one, entwined like slippery vines cascading over one another, our blossoms opening and closing to pollinate each flower. We come bearing fruit, the product of our temporary love. The vines, ever reaching out for each other, continue to grow wild, but we will never chop them down. They represent a precious time that we will never get back again. Isn't that always the way? Right at the most poignant part of the poem, the voice dies or something happens where we have a phlegm ball, or it's ridiculous. Anyway. Hairball. Okay. Anyway. Darkness, as in hello, my old friend, when I did not want to talk to you again. Growing up with the hippies who loved, and hated war, but we are at war with ourselves, are we not? Just the latest headlines reveal no motives for these crimes against humanity. I am never feeling the love when I turn on the news and see the latest senseless murders, like art has become real and video game. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, sorry. Like art has become real and the video game with another life doesn't activate. There's a glitch in our system. The programmers do not know how to fix. I think the latest attempt at keeping us all too high to want to move off the couch has backfired. When we grow weary of doing nothing and decide to get off our asses, we are in immediate danger just going outside. It is becoming apparent that it is now a hazard to socialize. And I have one more. My favorite flavor of emotion tantalizes innermost sanctum. Taste of limoncello cannoli dusted with powdered sugar. Tames disturbing thoughts, smothers with creamy sweet filling that foreplays with tongue of citrus and delicate bite of phallic shell. Coding inhibitions, coaxing a small scream of pleasure. Emotions awaken to overwhelm soul palette with orgasmic colors, still craving for more. Poem. Thank you.
Ooh, we got a little sultry tonight. I enjoyed that. You haven't gotten her book, The Chameleon. I liked it. You haven't gotten her book, The Chameleon Chronicles yet. Please, there it is. And Rich wants to say something.
I want to ask a question, if I might, because it's Terry, right?
Yes.
Terry, one line came a bit quick, and my ears are not fast on their feet. Could you read the line that contained the word phallic again? I wanted to make sure I got the entire sense of that line and that phrase. Would you mind?
I don't mind. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Smothers with creamy sweet filling that foreplays with tongue of citrus and delicate bite of phallic shell.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard the phallic shell part. I like that. I did. No, it's very poetic. I did.
What is not a phallic symbol anymore? I mean, everything is a phallic symbol, is it not?
Everything is a vagina symbol and everything's a phallic symbol, and we're all, it's just anatomy, and people can get over themselves. That's
I mean,
my
they
motto
put the
for the
subliminal
last 10 days.
advertising in everything. I've seen, now that I know that they're purposely putting the subliminal pictures in the advertising, I look for it in everything, and I see it in everything now. Just, you have the eyes for it, and once you're tuned into that, you can see that everywhere.
Oh yeah. Oh, even in Disney, the
Peppa
castle,
Pig.
the mermaid
Look at Peppa
castle.
Pig's head. Will
What?
somebody please tell me Peppa Pig's head doesn't look like the male genitalia? Come on now.
Yeah, it's a scrotum.
Well, once
even
someone
in the
pointed
little...
out to me, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rich.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, once somebody pointed out to me the man with the prodigious erection on the package of Camel cigarettes, I couldn't unsee it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
That
like the Little
that's
Mermaid
blatant.
castle.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid castle is a phallus. And was it, I think it was Nemo I was talking about this with recently, that I said, like, go figure, a dyke feels most comfortable with a giant phallus in her face performing poetry. And you were just like, a mic is a mic. I think that was you I was talking to, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes a mic is just a mic, right?
Yeah.
Or a giant phallus, either one. It's interchangeable. It's fine. Yeah, I'm not allowed to say that stuff though in Charlotte because there'll be
We
kids
can't
there,
go. Yeah,
so
we
it's
can't
fine.
go in a family environment.
It's not that
and
I'm not it's not that I'm not allowed. It's not that I'm not allowed. I'm just gonna be respectful. I should correct
Right.
myself. It's not that I'm not allowed. I'm just gonna be respectful about it. But anyway, no, but I feel most comfortable standing on a stage with a giant mic in my face. I do. That's where I feel most comfortable. All right. We'll have one more artist this evening. I don't know if anyone else trickles in, and then we'll do our I statement, and Rich will do the beanie blessing. And he's in a pride sweatshirt, and I love it. So please welcome the garage poet and Word is Right producer and my friend from Massachusetts, Jeff Taylor.
How you doing, Elizabeth? Lizzie?
I'm either's fine. I'm here. I'm present. I'm happy to see you.
Happy to see you as well. Today, we did lift training at work today. We had to train on different lifts, were like work lifts to like bring you to like an elevated work height. Something that can go like 70 feet in the air and articulate at different arms and things like that. It was pretty interesting to get to drive around some of the different types of lifts, but that was a fun thing to do at work today.
I hope you'll be sharing that video with us now. You going up in the lifts.
Maybe there'll be future videos. But I get a poem now. It's called Shortcut. So this is about a car ride, not quite a lift ride, but semi-related. When Pete asked me if I thought we should take the shortcut he knew, I said yes, but only because I figured there was still going to be road involved. The street cuts left, we don't. Over the curb, through the overgrowth, the car slides down the hill. Pete hits the brakes, swerves left. I'm staring at a big wheel, realizing we are stuck in the backyard of an apartment complex in Newton, walled in by a swing set, a sandbox, buckets, rubber balls, and a bike with training wheels. What the fuck? I'm out in the wet grass trying to pick up this sandbox that's right in the middle of our way. And now these fathers are coming out of their houses, and I have to explain to them that the road was wet and we lost control coming around the corner, even though that's not what happened at all. And if they could just help me get this sandbox out of my way, we'd be out of their yard in no time flat. Now, I'll never know if they believe me or if they just wanted us to get the fuck out of their yard, but they helped us move the sandbox. We hit the pavement. On the way out of the yard, I asked Pete about his initial question, more specifically, shortcut, I know. What came out of his mouth was, I thought that was going to be a different yard.
That was awesome. I love the way you read that.
Thanks.
Very, very nicely done. Was there anything else you'd like to share with us tonight?
No, just that one.
And it was more than enough. Well, thank you so much for stopping in, Jeff. Check out Garage Poets. They have awesome features. Who's your next feature?
Next in March, we have Eric Friedman, third Friday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So the renegade poet laureate of Swampscott, Eric Friedman.
Yes, I love Lee. He's in the LGBTQ anthology Out Loud. He's a very sweet man, a very talented artist and poet. So I'm happy that he's gonna be featuring with y'all.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, look forward to having him.
He's a very good guy. There's not a lot of good men in this world. The men in this room are very good, but Lee is included in that group of good men, good, safe men in this world. Well, thank you, Jeff. Go to Garage Poets. Check out Eric Friedman, by the way, if you haven't. Check him out on Facebook and his website. He's wonderful. And that rounds us out with our performers. So thank you to everyone that shared their offerings and their souls with us tonight. Before we hit our Beanie blessing and we close out, we will do our I statement. All right, so here we work on ourselves at Deadpan Dope. So we do some I statements. So tonight, I statement, I feel hurt. It's not always going to be positive, it's not always going to be negative, but tonight it's going to be a little negative. I feel hurt. And you can do, this is just homework. I'll drop the link in the chat and I'll share it to my social media so you guys know how to properly construct it. You can also take it as just a general writing prompt for poetry. There's no pressure. This is just optional homework. So that's how you do a proper I statement. I feel when, and then you add 2 words and because. Okay. We try to avoid like you in those statements about us, not taking it out. Okay. And that's our feelings wheel. Okay. So I did take hurt from the feelings wheel, but insert the other words, okay? And do as many as you want. I do my I statements all the time. I did 5 today, so I hold myself accountable for that. But that's it. I will drop the link to the Canva website in the chat. And if you don't grab it here, you can send me a DM wherever we converse. You have my consent to do that. And if you have any questions, let me know. It's been a pleasure hosting you all tonight. Thank you for making this a safe space. I truly appreciate everyone making this a safe, great space. I can't thank you enough for that. And to close us out of our live stream, Rich Boucher will read the Beanie blessing. Did you get the PDF I sent you?
Yes, I did. Thank you. And I wanted to say thank you to Lizzie for hosting the space, for doing a great job of hosting, for placing her faith in me, and an avowed atheist, to read a blessing, which I confess to her to being a little nervous about. I will toast all of you with what remains of this evening's glass of absinthe. That's why it kind of looks cloudy. It's absinthe, cool. Although without the active ingredient. And here is our blessing for tonight. We close out our time together, staring up at the same sky. Whether the sun kisses down on your gentle face. Can I stop for a second? Am I meant to read that parenthetical word panku?
No, sorry, this is style I created.
Okay, all right, let me start over.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. We close out our time together staring up at the same sky. Whether the sun kisses down on your gentle face, the cotton candy clouds begin to swirl in the early evening, the crescent moon fades in. As the constellations begin to dance throughout the night, we all look up at the same sky. Thank you for blessing the sky, soil beneath our feet, and our family with your presence and art. Thank you for taking the time to create. Thank you for holding space. May you squirt out poems kitty style in dreamland. May we always have beanies to keep us warm and stylish. This has been the Deadpan Dope Tuesday open mic with The Word is Right, hosted by Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God. On behalf of our community, I, Rich Boucher, want to bid you adieu. Until next time, Beanie blessings.